Hi guys, Colister here with the final episode of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Classic Playthrough series. In this episode, continuing on from the previous episodes I did, we will be doing Smash Ultimate's DLC character lineup. The Piranha Plant, Joker, The Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, Byleth, Min Min, the Minecraft Quartet, Sephiroth, Pyra and Mythra, Kazuya Mishima, and Sora. So, without further ado, let's get started, starting with the Piranha Plant. In the Piranha Plant's route, you're going up against the game's base roster newcomers, with the name New Bloom. The first fight is against a horde of Inklings on Murray Tower's battlefield. As horde battles go, they're easy to launch. You just gotta be vigilant and take them out quickly. The Piranha Plant itself is a hilarious character addition. Did anybody ask for this character whatsoever? It's definitely not logical. And while Mario is overrepresented, which I only think makes sense because Mario is not only Nintendo's #1 franchise, the #1 game franchise, period. The Piranha Plant is just a good example that Smash can really come up with some good movesets for certain characters. And while the Piranha Plant's not that good in the game competitively, at least as far as I know, he can be fun to play casually. He's a hard hitter, he's heavyweight, he has some pretty fun special moves. Main downside is it's slow, and it's slow to hit also. It's taken a while for me to get Ridley and Dark Samus here. I'm not a fan of fighting on stages where you fight on a bunch of small platforms. The Piranha Plant is also not a part of the Fighter's Pass. It's its own download. Some of you people might have done a special My Nintendo offer to get the character in the game for free. Now we got the Belmonts on Dracula's Castle. We got K. Rool and Chrom on the pirate ship, and this is actually a free-for-all, meaning they can hurt each other. They're pairing up a pure newcomer edition and an Echo Fighter to put up against the Piranha Plant in this route, basically. Now we got Isabelle and Daisy on Smashville.
Ready? Go!
Gar with the long stem strike down special. Now we got Incineroar and Ken Masters on Boxing Ring, free-for-all. That means they're not friends. He got me with a focus attack. Go figure. Can't let the enemies get a back shield. bonus game, you just run from a void and get as many pickups as you can, blah blah blah. Not sure how the Piranha Plant's able to run like that, just wobbling on ends of a flower pot. Though in my opinion, it makes more sense than Bowser's dashing animation in Melee and Brawl. Oh no, Rathalos! I hate Rathalos so much. I say that before in some of the previous episodes of the playthrough series, where I had to fight this nuisance. Seriously, Rathalos is not fun to fight at all. He doesn't stand still, and a lot of the attacks that he uses are unfair. He doesn't stand still, like I said. Hurry up and die. Seriously, I hate Rathalos. Absolutely hate him.
Nice work.
Same as with the previous episodes, I'll show the entire credits roll for the Piranha Plant, the first character in the game I use, and then skip it with all the other characters, because that'll save a couple of minutes in the final video per character. I have one more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate video in mind, and that is a tier list on my opinion on every character in the game. I have no plans to play the World of Light, and that's for a few reasons. One of the main reasons is because the World of Light is very long to complete and also very boring. Another reason is because I respect Masahiro Sakurai's opinions on the matter. Like, the reason why they didn't include a story or adventure mode in 3DS and Wii U was because he didn't like people uploading the cutscenes from the Subspacey Mystery from Brawl onto YouTube because of spoilers. And while World of Light doesn't have many cutscenes, it does have some, and I respect his opinion on that take. And third of all, it's, I didn't like how, Kirby, Sakurai's own character, was the key contributor again. That's basically shameless self-promotion, and I hated that so much. So I'm not gonna do the World of Light for that reason. I'm not even as big on Smash Ultimate as I was on other Smash games before, to be honest. In the event that the original Nintendo 64 Smash comes to the NSO app, I might play that on YouTube as well. Alright, now where other news that I might want to cover in terms of gaming is concerned, if you were expecting Unova remakes from Pokemon, which we didn't get in the Pokemon Presents, obviously, there might still be hope. Pokemon in Japan revealed a trademark for what's called Pokemon Works, which is a sub-studio that'll be in the same building as that of ILCA. And it's written to be a studio that'll be working on outsourced Pokemon side games. And a lot of credible insiders are saying that they're working on Unova remakes that are to be announced and released this year. I thought maybe one of my Pokemon OCs could talk about that in an upcoming video. One that's a lot smarter than my Zoroark and my Greninja are. I wonder if the Piranha Plants in that picture were supposed to resemble Dekubabas, similar creatures from the Legend of Zelda series. Alright, from here, we move on to the first DLC character of the actual Fighter's Pass, Joker from Persona 5. I have no knowledge about the Persona series, except that it's made by Atlus, and that it's an adult game. Like, it's rated M for mature, like Metal Gear Solid and Bayonetta are. In Joker's route, we are fighting against Shadow-like characters, and then using them as our allies in the later fights. Joker is easily one of the most difficult characters in the game to master, and I'm not very good using him. Though he's very fast and very maneuverable. Wow, I actually attacked the lightning and got it to backfire. If it wasn't for that baseball throwing curveballs and launching them to oblivion that I also had, I could have had a bit of a struggle. Just a little bit of one. Now notice how I have a Mr. Game & Watch as an ally against this giant Kirby, which I actually made short work of. Making a giant Kirby just makes him an easy target, in my opinion. Although Joker's attacks might seem weak, he's definitely a technical style fighter that's well worth mastering for competitive play. And the Arc Sen, his Persona mechanic, can also make a good comeback. I feel like the stage's 3 presets on Mementos are I feel like the 3 backdrops on Mementos, the stage, are determined by the music selection. Like, if it plays a song from Persona 3, you get this blue backdrop, and if it plays a song from Persona 4, you get the yellow one. Those must be references to Personas 3 and 4 respectively, like the red one is Persona 5. That's my personal guess. Thwarted by poor recovery. We got Meta Knight with Dark Samus as an ally. Lightweight getting stuck with a pitfall is not convenient for them at all. Now we got the shadow versions of all 3 Links.
Ready? Go!
With Meta Knight as an ally. I got a Death Scythe. I gotta fight Giant Incineroar, which, believe me, is not fun. Incineroar is obviously a big and heavy character, hard hitter, and tried to get through this round without getting grabbed. Alright, I got Arcsin out now. Yeah, got me with Revenge. Incineroar's down special, Revenge, is not an ordinary counter. It just stops your attack rather than launching you. And then it powers him up so he can do an even more powerful, like, smash attack after that, for example. And how annoying that son of a bleep was ultimately resulted in me not getting a nice play. Joker is the only DLC character in Smash Ultimate that has the ability to wall jump. Miss me. Knock down. Nice.
Final results.
Alright, next up we have the Dragonquest heroes. Not particularly thrilled about this character at all. The first round is against 3 blue and 1 red Kirbys on Gore Plain Battlefield, which is a reference to the slimes from Dragonquest. And in most of the heroes rounds, you're doing vitality battles instead of smash battles, which is even more annoying. We got the Dragon Quest XI hero and a female Robin, which might be a reference to his side character. Not sure. Shield. Although the hero's special moves are incredibly powerful, you gotta be careful not to overuse them because they dangerously deplete your magic power. And if your magic power isn't good enough, you obviously can't recover after you get launched off. Occasionally, your character will land a critical hit, which will cause the magic power meter to refill instantly, in addition to refilling gradually and as you inflict damage. Giratina. The hero's shield can also deflect projectiles if you're standing still, like with the Lynx. Though, overall, in my opinion, the hero's not that fun to use. We got the Dragon Quest IV hero on Hyrule Temple. You know, the magic power mechanic is a gimmick that really didn't need to happen. Being able to switch to the correct move you want to use out of the ones you're offered by using their down special while under pressure is about impossible, at least for someone like me. A problem which one of them is a suicide move. And regardless of what you think, there's definitely too much representation from anime-style sword wielders, and from Square Enix as well. Oh no, Rathalos. Why? It's not even the final round yet. Alright, so I stunned him, and the detonation of the barrel finished him off. So at least I didn't struggle as bad. Dragon Quest VIII Hero and Pikachu on Gore Plain Battlefield. Like I said, though, we have too many swordies and too many reps from Square Enix. You know, we have Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Kingdom Hearts. Now, by default, because Sora, by a country mile, was the #1 most wanted character in every region by fans worldwide, and the Smash team went through a lot of trouble to make his addition actually possible, and work around licensing issues with Disney, people would argue that Sora is a character you have to appreciate for his mere inclusion. In my honest opinion, though, he's one of the worst characters in the game. And I feel slightly like that about the hero as well. We got the Dragon Quest III hero on the underground of Castle Siege now. These must be references to the Dragon Quest games, not that I know for sure. Yeah, what good's a smoke ball gonna do? And I got grabbed. Alright, so for the hero's final battle, we already had to fight the demon, in my eyes, that is Rathalos. Now we're just fighting Robin on the battlefield version of Dracula's Castle, followed by a giant Charizard. And unlike the previous rounds, this is actually a Smash battle. That can make it pretty hard to beat on the higher intensity grades. got all 4 heroes posing together on Temple Omega.
Final results.
So, yeah. Pretty reckless character choice, in my opinion, though. That's just me. Next, though, we got a character I actually like. Banjo and Kazooie. In Banjo and Kazooie's route, perfect partners, you're going up against other characters, whether they be singles or pairs, that are perfect partners as well. Like Duck Hunt, the character that specifically trolled us in Banjo and Kazooie's reveal trailer, which was totally copying the K. Rool trailer. And that makes sense because some of the Donkey Kong Country games, starting with the original, and Banjo and Kazooie were made by Rareware. And of course, Rareware obviously belongs to Microsoft, so you know. Rosalina and Luma on Tortimer's Island, with the song Treasure Trove Cove playing. Fitting. The stages and songs you do in this route are also references to the Banjo-Kazooie game on the Nintendo 64. The Ice Climbers on the Summit, with Freeze's Peak playing. Banjo and Kazooie are pretty balanced characters. They're all-arounders with a pretty fun moveset. And while they're not that good in the game competitively compared to some other characters, they're still pretty fun to use. They're very unique. And the fact that they came back to Nintendo after all these years later just to join the battle in Smash was definitely pretty cool to see. We got Gobi Valley playing in this desert-like mushroomy kingdom against Link and Zelda. There we go. We got dark-skinned Fox and Falco on Luigi's Mansion, Mad Monster Mansion. This particular skin for Fox makes him look like Wolf, which is a bit weird since Wolf himself is actually in this game. Talking a little bit about Microsoft, because they own Rareware, I'm a bit mad at Microsoft at the moment, being a Crash Bandicoot and Spyro fan, because, I'm sure you saw That's a Fake Smash Ball earlier this year. Toys for Bob, or some other studio from Activision, gave us a reassuring that Spyro is in the works, like they're developing a new Spyro game behind the scenes, in the form of a hint, and using him to promote the Year of the Dragon, which is this year. And shortly after that, Microsoft fired about 40% of the Toys for Bob studio, which is the studio mainly behind the current Crash and Spyro games. And if some of the 40% that are gone were key creators of their upcoming games and Crash Team Rumble content, that could easily screw up the entire franchise. And I really want Crash or Spyro to be in the next Smash game, so that is a problem. Maybe Microsoft were attempting to kill Crash and Spyro after all. And that's disgusting, in my opinion. Alright, so Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, which are obviously connected to Banjo and Kazooie in a way. Ideal final non-boss round. Using, the Talon Trot for their dashing, where Banjo basically rides on Kazooie, does mean they're fast to dash. So...
Complete.
Now we gotta fight Master and Crazy Hand with no CPU ally, which is not fun at all. Paintballs, huh? Yeah. I accidentally used Wonder Wing, which you have a limited number of uses on per stock, so it's a move you gotta use wisely. We got them posing together with some other iconic characters in the game. Not just Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, just other characters as well. Pretty good character combo. They're cute. They have a fun personality. Pretty good, I'd say. Next up is Terry Bogard from the King of Fighters series. Terry Bogard's route, the King of Smash, is based on the King of Fighters, which is like the spiritual successor to Fatal Fury, the original franchise that Terry debuted in. In the King of Fighters, you go up against 3 different fighters with your own selection of 3 different fighters. And the next fighter comes out and fights you after the previous one is knocked out. Which is exactly what you're doing in Smash. Of course, Terry himself has to go it alone. So, you know. In the first route, you go up against 3 Mario characters. After you beat Mario, you got Peach. And after you beat Peach, you got Rosalina. Now we got Zelda characters on Prism Tower, without the stage traveling. This is a reference to Kim Ka-Fwan's stage from the second Fatal Fury game. After we get Sheik, we got Link. Terry Bogard is kinda like Ryu and Ken in a few different ways. His moveset is more consistent because he doesn't have different attack inputs for A attacks. So it can be a little bit easier to stay consistent with Terry by using his physical moveset itself. Unlike with Ryu and Ken. Like Ryu and Ken, you can input the original attack combos from the Fatal Fury or King of Fighters games to do stronger versions of some of his special moves. Now we got Bowser, DDD, and K. Rool on the Omega format of Suzaka Castle. If you input down, front, A or B quickly, you can do the charge version of the Burn Knuckle. Down, back, A or B, you can do the charge version of Crack Shoot. And if you do front, diagonally back and down, front, A or B, which is what Ryu and Ken do for sure you can do a stronger version of Power Dunk. Terry also has the gimmick of the potential power, where if he's over 100% damage, he can do attack inputs from his games to do the Buster Wolf or the Power Geyser, which are a couple of the strongest attacks in this game. You can look up the attack commands on the movesets page of the game if you pause. Now we got the Kid Icarus characters on Palutena's Temple Battlefield. There. Got a back shield. It'd be bad if the opponent got one of those. HP battles do make sense for characters like Ryu and Terry that are specifically from fighting games. Sonic, Mega Man, and Pac-Man on Boxing Ring. Gotta be careful about what moves to use because of the walk-off boundaries. Now we got Ridley, Ganondorf, and Bayonetta on Battlefield 4's side. Like one of the big bad antagonist teams from the King of Fighters series. I got a perfect in that round. Nice. No boss in Terry's route. The final round is against Ryu, Ken, and another Terry on King of Fighters Stadium. I like how different characters from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters appear in the background, and I feel like they're determined by music as well, although that could just be me. I've watched a lot of videos of long plays of Fatal Fury and King of Fighters games on YouTube before, so I know a little bit about the game. I haven't actually played it, though. The games are available on Arcade Archives if you have a Switch or PS4 yourself. There we go. We got Terry posing with a bunch of King of Fighters characters in the background. Terry Bogart's a pretty cool character. He's really fun to use. I like him better than Ryu and Ken, so I'd say Terry's okay. Toss his cap into the air. Alright, now we got one of my least favorite characters in the series, Byleth. Seriously, I hate this character. In Byleth's route, you're going up against the other Fire Emblem characters. You got Marth on Hyrule Temple. And these are Vitality battles also. Now we got Roy on Arena for Rocks Battlefield. Byleth is the protagonist of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, which came out during the dates of Smash Ultimate making DLC. And, you know, Nintendo just loved Fire Emblem way too much. Strictly speaking. So we're fighting Path of Radiance Ike and then Radiant Dawn Ike on Castle Siege. And not only was it unprofessional and a massive letdown for Nintendo to close the first Fighter's Pass with a character from Fire Emblem, a franchise that's blatantly overrepresented, instead of a character that would have ended it with a flourish and actually gotten people excited, the character is not fun to play at all. We got Robin, Chrom, and Lucina on Arena for Rocks, and they have less vitality. You know, Byleth is very slow. Their attacks are also extremely slow. They have to rely on tethering for recovery. And their smash attacks and aerials with the MTAR, you have to land by the tip in order to really launch and damage the opponent. And that can be harder to do than with Marth's sword, for example. Both Corrins on Coliseum.
Ready? Go!
So, you know. At least I was able to land one hit with the charge fail knots. Now we're on Garrigmach Monastery against 3 other Byleths, each representing the different houses. I screwed up my jump getting up to those. Like, I kinda hit the ceiling a little. Master and Crazy Hand, with all of the other Fire Emblem characters as allies. They have significantly less health than you do. Well, actually 5 of the other Fire Emblem characters. All of them excluding Chrom and Lucina. Very well.
Try me.
Nice work.
Alright, so that was Byleth's classic route. Easily one of the most disgusting character additions in the game in general. And a lot of people would agree with me that some people definitely hate this character for the mere inclusion. This is where the Fire Emblem promotion stops, Nintendo. Seriously. After taking a break, I start the recording of the second half of the video, starting with Min Min from the game ARMS. As somebody that actually played the game ARMS, I was glad to see it get representation in Smash in the form of a playable character. Our first round is against a Mii Brawler as Springman and a Mii Brawler as Ribbon Girl. There we go. Now we got Little Mac.
Ready? Go!
This is supposed to be a reference to the sparring ring stage from ARMS. Min Min makes sense to be chosen for Smash as a playable character because I think she's the game's creator's favorite character in the game and the favorite overall by fans. Despite this, though, the character from ARMS that was originally planned to be a playable character was apparently Ninjara. Which would have made sense as well, except we already have characters like Sheik and Greninja in the game. Whereas Min Min is a little bit more unique. We got Green Samus and Mega Man on Frigate Orpheon, which is supposed to be the DNA lab and the Helix characters from ARMS. Min Min is a non-conventional Smash fighter, meaning she has a moveset that works and plays very differently from the others. You do the kicking flurry attack by spamming the A, and hold A to do punches with her extending arms. Well, A for the left arm and B for the right arm. I'll show you Min Min's final smash on Mega Man, Arms Rush. It's like the rush attack from ARMS, except you're joined by all the other characters in the starting lineup. You can change Min Min's right arm between her 3 native arms from the game with her down special. I like to use the Megawatt, because that inflicts a lot of damage. We got Giant White Donkey Kong, which is supposed to be Master Mummy. Min Min also can make her dragon arms with her left arm, and optionally her right arm shoot a short laser beam if you tap A again after the attack is performed, which will allow you to give a little bit more reach and damage. We got a Rob Horde battle. This is actually supposed to be Mechanica. And then continuing on from the dragon arm, after Min Min grabs and throws an opponent, her left arm becomes charged into the dragon form, and she gets a temporary buff. I love how Smash incorporates as many elements from the character's actual games as they possibly can, while giving them a little bit more personality with their own kind of touch. Now we're fighting another Min Min on Spring Stadium Omega. No, that's not the Omega form. I thought it was while recording. I'm stupid. Not weak, though. Besides having a moveset that's not easy to pick up for beginners, Min Min also has to rely on tethering for recovery, which isn't great also. I think her forward air attacks can tether, in addition to the arms hookup special, which is actually arms jump if used on the ground. And for the final boss, we're going up against Gallium. Like, the final boss in ARMS, Max Brass, after you beat him on level 4 or higher, he gets possessed by the Headlock, which is a war machine, as like a real final boss. And that could possibly be what Gallium is supposed to represent here in Smash. There's also Dr. Coil, of course, though she doesn't really have any representation in the game at all. Apart from the music. Looks a lot like one of Min Min's poses from, one of her victory poses from the game ARMS. I like Min Min a lot. She's a fantastic character, great addition to the game, really fun to use once you master her. I absolutely love this inclusion. Alright, next up we got the Minecraft Quartet. Steve, in my case. This classic route is dedicated to the Minecraft series itself. We're on Minecraft world against a horde of zombies. And this is a vitality battle. Minecraft is the most popular game in the world, and after the characters were announced to be in Smash Ultimate, so many people blogged about it at once that it broke Twitter, which was kind of funny. Now we got Wario's with, Villager and a Giant Rob as allies. Which is supposed to be a reference to the Villager and Golem from the Minecraft game. I tried playing Minecraft once after the characters were added to Smash. I had a near miss, good lord. The Elytra was enough to arc me up and save me. And then I hit that one with a pitfall. I tried playing Minecraft after the character was added to Smash, and after watching somebody play the game online, thinking it was interesting enough, then there were a lot of elements in the game that made me not enjoy playing it. So ultimately, I'm not really a huge Minecraft fan. The character in Smash is alright, though. You know, Steve can be pretty fun to play. He's just slightly non-conventional. And he also depends on what kind of stage you're fighting on in question in order to do his best. Since there are stages that lack the material required to use some of his gooder moves. Three pits and a robin. The robin appears after one pit is defeated. They're tiny also. Kinda like with how you recharge Inkling's ink cartridge. If you hold a shield and press B while holding the shield, you can relocate the crafting table right to where your character is standing, so you can access it quicker and easier. Now we're on North Fair against some giant Kirbys and tiny K. Rules. Getting some iron out of the ground so I can keep using the anvil. Now we're fighting Endermen on Find Me. These are big Endermen, in fact. I do like how, instead of just Steve, they have some different sub-characters. You got Alex, which is a female kind of companion to Steve. Like, Steve's the boy and Alex is the girl protagonist. Then you have a zombie and an Enderman as well. And I think you can use zombies and Endermans as skins in the Minecraft game, so it does make sense. This was also a Smash battle, not a Vitality battle, unlike some of the previous rounds. The Minecraft characters' jumps lack height, so in order to really sustain a good jump, you have to use Crate Block after you use the mid-air jump. And then the Elytra for recovery is basically the gliding mechanic originally from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. They resurrected that just for the Minecraft sub special. Alright, then instead of a final boss, we're going up against a giant Ridley, along with some weak Endermen. This is a reference to the Ender Dragon, which is a final boss you fight in Minecraft if you're actually trying to beat the game, according to its own story. He has more vitality than you do, so on higher difficulty grades, this can be a challenge. There we go.
Nice work.
We got a perfectly fitting end screen for the characters as well. You know, Minecraft being in Smash, pretty sensible choice, pretty solid addition, block solid, if I may say. Next up, we got Sephiroth, the antagonist of Final Fantasy VII, the game that the character Cloud Strife is from. In Sephiroth's route, the Chosen Ones, you're just going up against all the bosses. You do Rathalos first, which is good, because Rathalos is easily the most difficult one, apart from mastering Crazy Hands simultaneously. And fighting him first means he's going to be easier by the intensity grade. You know how much I love this boss. Sarcasm, obviously. There we go. Now we got Gallium. Sephiroth's special attacks are incredibly powerful. The Masamune sword gives him excellent reach for some of his attacks, although it does more damage by the tip than by the blades, like center. And his one wing mechanic can also help him to make a good comeback. However, he's one of the lightest characters in the game. That means he gets launched out at pretty low percents of damage. So while he may possess great power, he's also a very risky choice. So now we got Marks from Kirby Superstar. I'm not falling for the black hole. Down you go. Dracula from Castlevania. It's not easy to land a real good hit on Dracula with this character's forward air. You have to rely on his up smash. I'm gonna ready up a Giga Flare for his alternate form. Ganon. Remember, this boss only takes damage at the tail. And now, Giga Bowser. I just love how Smash had to create their own version of Bowser, not just add him as a new playable character in Melee. Sephiroth does have pretty good dashing speed. And he also has another mechanic that I'll show you right now. If he uses forward air and the tip of the Masamune sword makes contact with a solid wall, he can stick in place and then get an extra jump off it. Which can help a little bit with recovery in some cases. And then for the final boss, we're fighting Master and Crazy Hand alone. We're on the Omega form of Northern Cave instead of Final Destination. Got them both at once. Nice. Limiting the zoom out maximum is not going to scare me. Alright, so that was Sephiroth's classic route, where we just fight all the bosses. The ending screen is a reference to Final Fantasy VII, obviously. I do like Sephiroth. He's a pretty cool character. He's definitely intimidating. He's just a very, very risky character because of how lightweight he is. Next up, we got Pyra and Mythra from the Xenoblade series. Specifically, I'm going to start each round with Mythra. In this route, Shared Destinies, you're going up against character pairs that have kind of a shared destiny to one another themselves. Like Zelda and Sheik. I mean, Zelda and Sheik are technically the same person. They were just made to be separate characters in 3DS and Wii U because of 3DS hardware limitations. Guard with the Beetle, and I got Rex cheering me on as well. That's their up taunt, by the way. Samus and Dark Samus on Frigate Orpheon. I do like having another transforming character like the Pokemon trainer in the game, and Pyra and Mythra can be fun to use in casual fights, though they're also a little bit risky, because Pyra is very slow, Mythra lacks power, and both of them have a garbage recovery ability. Pit and Dark Pit on Reset Bomb Forest, which is another choppy platform stage. Pyra and Mythra are very unique compared to the other sword types, though. Like I said, they are kind of fun to use. I do like having another kind of transforming character that's more convenient than that of the Pokemon trainer, if I may also add. And I also like how they have different final smashes, instead of having the same one like Zelda and Sheik previously did. And the Pokemon trainer as well. We got Ryu and Ken on Suzaku Castle Omega, and this is a Vitality battle. Pyra can't attack if you have Blazing End in effect, and another character is right at her. I'm also having a bit of a problem with a jumper. Kirby and Meta Knight on Great Cave Offensive Battlefield. We're back to doing a Smash battle now. Nice try. Link and Dark Link on Fountain of Dreams. Omega form, it looks like. I'm having problems with the jumper. There we go. Look at how fast Mythra is. Definitely one of the fastest in the game. Also, a little bit of a note with Mythra's up special. It's Ray of Punishment if you tap B, and Chroma Dust if you hold B. With Ray of Punishment being a single bigger bolt, and Chroma Dust being a bunch of smaller and weaker bolts. Master and Crazy Hand with no CPU ally. That can really punish you if you use these characters in a higher intensity round. That's a really bad place for him to use the drill. If you knock one hand down, you should focus your attack on the other hand. Alright, good. The hands can be quite a pain fighting them both together. Just so you know. Nice little group pick. Pyra and Mythra are definitely a cool concept, like Shulk is, and Xenoblade does make a lot of sense to get another rep. Maybe a Xenoblade 3 character will be in the next Smash. Alright, next up we got Kazuya Mishima from Namco's Tekken series. I'm gonna play the suit Kazuya. Mishima Zaibatsu. Let's go. I've never played any of the Tekken games. I've only watched a lot of them on YouTube. So I do know about the games. And if Tekken ever comes to Arcade Archives, I'll be sure to check it out. It's Namco after all, and as you might know, I love Namco's arcade games. With some exceptions. And I do like that Namco got another rep apart from Pac-Man. And Tekken makes perfect sense. The main reason why they chose Kazuya and not Heihachi was because Heihachi lacks the devil form. And the devil form allowed Kazuya to have a lot more potential with the Smash moveset, basically. Kazuya is a hard-hitting heavyweight character that suffers on the downside from having poor mobility. On the ground. Most of these fights are vitality battles as well, which makes sense because Kazuya is also from a fighting game. Kazuya's moveset is also a bit differently with how it was implemented than the Street Fighter characters in Terry's were. Kazuya has 8 tilt inputs for his A attacks instead of 3 or 4, and a lot of them are sensible with his moveset from the Tekken games. You can also input down You can also input forward, down, and diagonally forward and down to do a short dash, followed by any of the attack inputs to do another one of his moves. Nice. The Devil Blaster neutral special also doesn't hit characters if they're too short, like Lucario. It'll just go over top them. And while you can angle it, it's still pretty hard to land. I also like how in one-on-ones, the camera zooms in on Kazuya while throwing the opponent. Kinda like the camera does if you throw somebody in Tekken. Kazuya has very slow pummeling, also. So you should land like one hit only on the pummel and then throw the opponent before they break his grab. We got a Mii Fighter's Horde on Foresight Omega. The Devil Fist side special is also pretty useful. And Kazuya's down smash attack doesn't launch the opponent. It just does serious damage. I used one of his sweep forward attacks that I talked about earlier, the spinning demon to left hook move. Kazuya can also damage opponents with his side taunt, making him another rare case where a taunt can actually damage people. For the final battle, we're just fighting another Kazuya on the underground of Castle Siege.
Ready? Go!
And this is actually a smash battle, not a vitality battle. And then after that, a metal Kazuya. This could be a reference to Kazuya, followed by Devil Kazuya from the series, which has been a final battle before. And the stage itself is also likely a reference to the final stage of the story mode in Tekken 7, where Heihachi and Kazuya have a fated battle, which, kind of the events of that, spoiler alert, inspired Kazuya's announcement trailer, where he tossed the dead bodies of people he beat into lava. And Heihachi makes a cameo on the Mishima Dojo stage, like this. Very interesting character addition Kazuya Mishima is, I will say. Alright, one character left to go, and that'll end the playthrough series. Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I hate this guy, honestly. I'm not even sure if I'll legally be allowed to play the Kingdom Hearts music in a YouTube video. We all know how Disney are about copyright claims. And as well as that, I choked with his moveset on the first round of his route and ended up failing. So while I had no fails in the 3DS and Wii U lineup and the first Ultimate lineup, bam, I just screwed up one of the characters in this one. And it's the grand finale character. Not convenient, man. So yeah, in Sora's classic route, the light that clears the darkness, you're doing vitality battles against dark or dark-themed characters, basically. And after you deliver the final blow, you have a fade to light effect happen. While using the hero in this video, you already heard me complain that Square Enix had overrepresentation with the DLC characters. And as well as that, even though Sora by a long shot was the most wanted character, he wound up being the character that competitive players ended up not using, because he's honestly not that great in the game. We're actually fighting Cloud from Square Enix on Coliseum. You know, Sora's honestly not very good in the game. He's lightweight, he relies a bit too much on air game, his recovery is easy to mess up, and his moveset is honestly a bit bland. He does have the gimmick with the magic neutral special where if you go a long while, without using one of the spells, it can do the charge version, Firaga, Thundanga, and Blazanga. However, nobody has the endurance to let the moves charge up to that extent to actually use the full power version of those moves. Giant Ganondorf, huh? Now we're fighting a metal Sora on this part of HAL Bastion. Metal opponents can be a real nightmare to fight. If you may recall from the earlier episodes, Crolister, Master of Ponage, has a policy. If you let me down in the base rounds of a route, you're not worthy of bonus game points. And then we're fighting Master and Crazy Hand with no CPU ally, which just makes it even less convenient. I did get them knocked down simultaneously. Yeah. With this, it ends the playthrough. For the character that people wanted in the game by far the most, Sora, in my opinion, definitely as a Smash fighter, is a massive waste of potential. And, you know, I hope I'm not the only person in the world that's actually outraged that Sora got in the game. I'm sure some other people in the minority might actually feel the same way, especially if they wanted, like, Crash Bandicoot, for example. Instead, we're stuck with another Sortie, and an extraordinarily poor one at that. I'm sorry to you Kingdom Hearts fans, this character sucks, and rightfully so. Alright, so with that ends the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate playthrough series. I want to make a tier list showcasing my opinion on every character, then that'll be it where this game and I are concerned. Consider following me if you like Mega Man, Namco Arcade, or Crash and Spyro, because I'll be playing a lot of those as well. I am Colister, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.